Greetings, my name is Morgan and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I upcycle clothing with magical intention. We are living in times right now where I think it's important for us to shield ourselves. So what I like to do is add magical symbols of intention to my clothing. Let's get started. So the very first step here is to find a piece of clothing that you would like to add your own design on. I chose this old AC/DC crew neck sweater that I've had for some time now. The next step here is that you want to get a cotton material, clothing or whatever fabric that is able to take bleach. If you don't want to use bleach, you can use fabric paint. I like to use bleach because it doesn't rub off like paint can, and I just like the look of it. So what I did here was use this chalk, just basic chalk, to draw on my design, so I have like a stencil sort of rough draft to use when I go to bleach on the design. Alright, so I have brought my project outside. When you're working with bleach, it's very important to be in a ventilated area or be outside. And it's also important to wear a mask for protection. I use clinging bleach and paintbrushes. Alright, now we have the bleach working its magic in eating away the dye of the shirt. I wanted to talk a little bit about how when we are painting our design, it's important to think of our intention, make this a little meditative experience, put our energy into the brush strokes. Because intention is a very magical thing. And to tell you a little bit about this symbol that I have chosen today, this is the symbol of Royal Fixed Star Antares, which is the heart of the scorpion in constellation Scorpius. It is very near and dear to my very own heart because this is the star that is aligned with my moon in astrology. It's my natal moon star, and it is a star of alchemical healing and transformation. It is a star of profound protection, magic, psychic abilities, integration of shadows and fears, and the power that we achieve through doing so. So, yeah, this is a symbol that I will proudly wear upon my body. And the next step is to wash the shirt with just regular soap, regular cycle. Make sure to put your cycle on cold to stop the bleach from getting any brighter. I like this orangey tone, so I'm going to wash it now before it gets any brighter. And I just wanted to note that it's very important to be consciously aware of the types of symbols and brands that you are wearing on your body, because symbols and brands hold very powerful occult energetic frequencies. And these frequencies can either be benefiting our own, or they could be siphoning energy from us. Alright, now we have our freshly washed design. We're going to cut it out of the t-shirt and also measure how we want to cut it, because if we have a piece of clothing that already has a design like the one I've chosen with the AC/DC design, I want to make sure that my patch is going to completely cover that up. So we got our design cut up and onto the piece of clothing. It's okay if you didn't perfectly cut it straight or you made a little mistakes. I think imperfection is pretty cool anyways. I also wanted to mention that you can save the scraps for another project. I'm going to be using my sewing machine, but if you don't have a sewing machine, you can either hand stitch or use fabric glue or safety pins. Find a way, get creative with it. Now that I have pinned my design in place, I'm going to bring it on over to the machine. All right, I got everything set up, ready to go. These are my settings. Zigzag stitch. And since it's a crew neck, you're gonna have to kind of finagle the fabric the whole time, but yeah, just try to keep everything straight, make sure fabric's not underneath and sewing onto each other. I'm not a professional or anything, and you don't have to be either. Just try your best and take your time. So the patch is now sewn on, and you could either keep it like this if you'd like, but I am going to line the edges with some lace. And here is the lace that I am going to line all the edges with. First I will pin it down, and then I will bring it to the machine to sew it on. Now that the lace trim is pinned down where I want it to be, I'm going to sew a zigzag stitch along the inner lining of the lace with a cream colored thread. And then I'm going to go back over it again on the outer edge of the lace, because sometimes when we wash our clothing with lace on it, it can end up curling, and we want it to stay down flat. And now the work is complete. It brings my heart so much joy to share with you how to create something new out of something that didn't really mean much before, but now it really does. I would really love to see some of your creations, so please tag or message me on Instagram or Facebook. I am on both of those social media platforms as the Celestial Serpent. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. I will be keeping this sweater for myself, but if you like my artwork and would want to support me, I will be listing my shop in the description below. Thanks again, and may peace be with you.